There are many, many schools that make the assumption that based on a kid's race or their income level, that they are inherently marginalized or oppressed or disenfranchised. We don't believe any of those things. Vertex Partnership Academies is a public charter school located in the Soundview section of the Bronx. It's a wonderful community, and yet only 7% of kids graduate from high school ready for college. Unfortunately, that situation exists in the Bronx, Los Angeles, Chicago, Denver, many areas across the country. And the challenge is, fundamentally, not enough kids have access to a high-quality education. So we were determined to build a great school as hopefully a model that can exist anywhere in the country. Because our kids deserve the right to choose a great education.
My family is from Trinidad, but I'm from like a small little city called Belize. My mom brought me here and she was trying to look for a school that fit her standards. I came here for like a week or two and I fell in love. I'm like, Mom, I'm staying.
I just want to do like something that I know I'm gonna end up enjoying, not something that I feel obligated to do by everyone else. If I was in a regular school, it wouldn't be as challenging for me, so I really had to like get it together to stay on top of like your work and remain disciplined.
Our kids are entering what we call the life-defining decade of age 14 to 24, where the decisions that you make during that period of time have huge influence over the rest of your life. So we actually have a class called Pathways to Power. And ultimately, it's about life decision making. One of the things we teach is something called the success sequence.
I want you to imagine there's a sequence of steps that'll almost guarantee you, right, lead a life of fulfillment, one of purpose, achievement, and success, right, how you define it. It's not something that's in some ancient artifacts, right, that we find underground. It's not something that's only available to the rich, the famous. It's something that's available for all of us. And it's important to learn here as ninth graders so that we can set ourselves up for success in the future.
The first decision I made around Vertex was the idea that we were going to organize this school around the 4 cardinal virtues: courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom.
The biggest one is temperance, especially at the high school level. So I lead my life with self-discipline because I am responsible for my learning and my behavior.
If you're running a school, you are in the business of moral formation.
Vertex encourages us to see what paths align with our interests and our strengths.
Our students can choose either what's called a diploma pathway or the careers pathway. The diploma pathway prepares you to enter any college or university in the world, or the careers program where you have the opportunity to specialize in a particular industry.
Now that I'm a sophomore, I chose the diploma program because once you go through with it, you get like way more options for college.
What are some of the steps that you need to take now, in 5 years, in 10 years, so that you create that dream life that you've envisioned? Completing at least high school, gain full-time employment, a job, waiting until marriage in order to have children. Following these 3 steps is a path to success in your future.
In my own experience, I talk to students about when I was young. I had a fantastic public education where I had a sense that I could basically do whatever I wanted to do because I was inspired by teachers who really believed in my capacity to achieve.
They're very caring, the staff here at Vertex. They teach you how to stay on track and they help you with whatever you need.
Something that surprised me was how nice the teachers were. They really listen to us when we need help.
My parents instilled in me this idea that I'm not some helpless being on this earth. You know, I have power, I have agency. So it was really important for me to actually run a school. And not just a school anywhere, but a school in a community where oftentimes people say, well, these folks are just victims or they don't have agency. And so that's what we've done.
Discipline is me doing what I must do regardless of how I feel.
I think it's really easy for teenagers to worry about like what's in their little bubble and about just checking off the boxes, going to classes, doing what they need to do. I've seen that because of systems and structures that we have in place at the school, or because of the conversations that we have with students, they want to have relationships with each other, they look out for one another, they hold each other accountable, and it's been really gratifying to see.
One would think launching a great school was heavily embraced, and it's really hard. There's a reason the status quo of schools that are not delivering high results for kids exist. We wanted to build a culture of agency and urgency. But ultimately, I want to change the national conversation of inherent victimhood to inherent triumph. We want to make it possible for every student to have multiple pathways to individual success. You have to stand for something. You have to determine what is your enduring impact. With a strong family, strong education, strong faith, you could do great things.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. It matters not how straight the gate, but how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul.
Great.